On December 14 of 2021, the novel coronavirus mutated into something that we didn't expect. The novel coronavirus has gained the ability to turn its host into a cannibalistic, rage-driven being with the only desire to consume the flesh of its fellow humans. The population of humanity started to decline drastically as we were caught by surprise by this virus. Our 7.9 billion population became 1.6 billion in 2022, 500 million in 2023, and only 10 in 2024 aside from the Department of Defense. I am speaking in front of you today to discuss the only future left that humanity has. I am speaking in front of you today to discuss about who are these four deserving survivors among 10 that will be transported into the safe island to continue the pursuit of our species in this game called life. The first candidate that I chose to be transported to be on the island is the farmer who cannot swim. Having a stable food supply is the key in order to establish self-sufficiency on the island. And what's the best way to do it? The answer is farming. Our farmer can manage two food supplies that we need in order to have a sustainable source of rations. The first are vegetables and food crops, and the second one is livestock. Since the apocalypse, the supply of our livestock, vegetable, and fruits have been severely low. We might run out of these food supplies before we can bring humanity back on its track. Thanks to the farmer, we now have someone who can cultivate and manage these livestock and crops properly. Even though he cannot swim, that wouldn't be a problem in this scenario because he will stay in an area that is a solid piece of land. As stated by Booker T. Washington, an American educator, no race can prosper till it learns there is as much dignity in tilling a field as in writing a book. The second candidate that I believe is essential and should be transported to the island is the beautiful veterinarian. According to the famous quote by Louis J. Camuti, never believe that animals suffer less than humans. Pain is the same for them as it is for us. Even worse, because they cannot help themselves. If we humans need doctors, so as animals do. Our remaining livestock need the best care that we can provide, for they will be the only one who will supply our food and is a factor in order to build a sustainable community. We cannot afford to lose these creatures to different illnesses. They are far too important in order to survive. That's why we need a veterinarian, so if ever they get sick, proper medical aid will be provided. If the extinction of these creatures ever occur, consider the extinction of our race. The third candidate that should be transported to the island is a militant engineer. Based on the college dictionary, militants are people who believe in something very strongly and are active in trying to bring political or social change, often in extreme ways that other people find unacceptable. But since the apocalypse has started, everyone is forced to switch to the mindset of cooperating with every single survivor, regardless of belief, racial identity, and personality, in order to survive this harsh environment. Politics has become non-existent in a world that is ridden by death at its every corner. Being a militant in the past was such a big deal, but now in a world where everyone tries to kill you constantly, it is nothing. The key for humanity in order to survive is knowledge, and we can't let the knowledge of this person about engineering go to waste. Transporting goods and building housing structures is a need in this situation. That's why we need an engineer in order to generate and supply a solution for that issue. The engineer can construct and man basic vehicles that can transport livestock and crops around the island. Another thing that the engineer can do is to create basic housing for the inhabitants of the island. Lastly, because of the militant background of the engineer, it can create makeshift weapons for us to use in defense if ever the island is breached by zombies. The last candidate that I have chosen to be transported with me on the island is the homophobic and racist biochemist. Thoughts and views of a person can change over time. What we cannot change is the fact that our species is on the brink of extinction and we need every knowledge that we could utilize in order to give our race a hope for our future. A biochemist is a type of scientist that specializes in the relationship between life and chemicals. They have a key role in the development of new medicines to fight and combat diseases, as stated by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Having a biochemist on the island is essential because a biochemist can create different medicines that can help us humans combat different illnesses. The biochemist can also research and study the novel coronavirus so that we can create a cure for the disease that has eradicated billions of human lives. Even though she has a background of being a homophobe and a racist, we cannot deny the fact that she has the only idea on how to end this rampaging virus once and for all. In conclusion, I have presented who are the four people who will come with me on that same island with their respective explanation of why they are chosen. Those four people are the farmer who cannot swim, the beautiful veterinarian, the militant engineer, and lastly, the racist and homophobic biochemist. These people are chosen because of the ability that they have and the knowledge that they hold that I see as an essential in order to sustain the lives of our remaining people. I urge the Council of Defense to let these people come with me on the island in order to give humanity another chance of living in freedom. These people, regardless of their background, are humanity's last